Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. So let's start today's program with some Simran. Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. So, welcome to Saakhi time with the Sikh initiative. We are so glad that you and your family are spending some time with our family. My name is Amrita Kaur, and today I have many things planned in the next 30 minutes that I'm so excited to share with you, starting with the Saakhi called Birth of Khalsa, followed by listening to a song titled The 5 Ks by Tarun Kaur, who is a musical artist from the UK, and ending with me showing you how to make a Khalsa flower garden, a gift that you can gift yourself or your friends. After all, everyone likes getting gifts. So get comfortable quickly, send a message to your friends to log on to the Sikh Initiative Instagram such that they can be part of this experience. So during the time of Guru Gobind Rai, the rulers of the land were very cruel to people. They wanted everyone to join the same religion as them. They even took the life of his father, Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji. A feeling of darkness and unhappiness spread through the land. The time had come for Guruji to show how to bring the light. Guruji said, "I will turn my Sikhs from sparrows to hawks." So Guru Gobind Rai called for all the colorful and different Sikh communities to gather in his home base in Anandpur Sahib. Vaisakhi means spring, and in the spring of 1699, a humongous group of people had gathered. Some were farmers, some were shopkeepers, some were half-naked yogis, some were Hindus, some were Muslims, some were singers, some were warriors, some were mothers, and some were children. Along with all the people, there were many different beings from the unseen worlds that also came to witness the event. Of all the beings, there was some average and some were fearless, perhaps even as fearless as Guru Gobind Rai himself. Guruji stood on a hill and revealed himself to the huge Sangha. He looked perfectly radiant. People always felt good in his presence. There were voices in the crowd asking, "Is he going to teach us with his masterful stories? Is he going to inspire us with his cheerfulness? His love opens and warms my heart." Guru Gobind Rai was actually preparing a great test for his beloveds. He knew that the darkness in the world needs to be healed by pure people who are unbreakable. He knew that for us to be unbreakable, we have to be fearless of death. Now for the test. Though he was still merged in bliss, Guruji made himself appear very stern. Guru Gobind Rai unsheathed his sword and roared, "Is there any loyal Sikh who will give the gift of their head?" At first, most people didn't know what to think. Some sitting in the crowd said, "I've seen the Guru teach us in inspiring ways, but this?" Some got scared and said, "I don't understand. I want to go home." While others said, "This is a test. Guruji is all compassionate. He has only love in his heart." Again, Guruji roared, "Who will give the gift of their head?" The Guru's powerful voice shocked people to their very bones. Again, Guruji roared, "Who will give their head?" Everyone became totally silent. There was a man named Daya, whose fear did not rule over him. His eyes glowed with devotion, and without hesitating, hands clasped together, he moved towards Guruji saying, "Guruji, my head is yours." With a masterful stroke, Guruji removed his head from his body, and voices of gasp and shock were heard from the crowd. The Guru always challenges our fear so that we can be free from fear. Even though they'd heard of the Guru's miracles, most people didn't understand what was happening. Sometimes when we don't understand something, we do get afraid. In the same way, many people allowed fear to come into their minds. Someone from the crowd, in a panicked and feared voice, said, "Why would Guruji do that? I can't believe it." Most people were scared. Some were in awe, and some felt the vibration of the heavens. The Guru raised his sword, and had blood dripping from it. Again he roared, "Give me another head." A second man, named Dharamchand, moved towards Guruji saying, "I will offer my head to you, my Guru." Guruji did the same as before. Many people started to run away. The crowd became smaller. They only listened to their mind. Very few felt the truth that Guruji was giving us a great gift and became convinced that this was scary and wrong. How can we stop this? Someone tell his mother on him. 3 more men came before Guruji. Their hearts answered Guruji's calls. "This sir is yours, my Guru. I'm also yours. I offer you my head." The truth is, we are not fully alive until we live beyond the fear of death. After removing the heads of his 5 beloveds, Guruji began putting the heads back on the 5 bodies. Through many people's eyes, a very weird and scary thing had just happened. Through the eyes of the angels, a very beautiful thing had just happened, and a powerful opportunity was given to many souls. Jaja Jogakaran Sristu Paran Mam Pratiparan Jate Gang. Can you imagine if you were there? It would be hard to be fearless like the 5 men. But we can always trust the Guru. Next, a large bowl was brought out and water was poured into it. Guruji put his double-edged sword and started stirring. As he stirred, he sang in his warm and heartful voice, "Ek Onkar Satnam Karta Purik Nirpo Nirvair Akal Murat Ajuni Sapam Gur Prasad Jap Ad Sach Jugad Sach Happy Sach Nanak hosi be such. He recited the whole Japji so that we never have to be too sad and we can have many other gifts from the heavens. His voice was warm. Then he recited another Bani called Jap Sahib so that we can have grace and dignity. Then the next Bani, Tav Prasad Suveya, so that we won't be unsatisfied or misled by our own minds and so that we may always be loving. Then he recited his own personal prayer called Jopei Sahib. Hamari karo haath der ichha pooran hoye chit ki ichha tav janan man rahe hamara apna jaan karo patpara. It is the most powerful prayer of victory. The heavens were in awe. Guruji gave humanity a great victory call. Guruji's graceful wife came over and put some sugary sweets called bitasa in the bowl of water. To be sweet, to be all. That is the love and the wisdom of the mother, because she knew that whoever drank it would be so powerful that they must also never forget their sweetness. Finally, Guruji recited the song of bliss, Anand Sahib. Anand paya meri maaye, Sat Guru main paaya. We are now blessed to be happy and successful. Infused with the vibrations of the Banis, the water turned into Amrit, mixed with the Guru's sword in the steel bowl, and blessed with the loving sweetness of the mother. The Amrit includes the blessings of heaven and earth. Daya was the first to give his head, so Guruji came over to him and sprinkled the Amrit on his head and into his mouth. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. The body of Daya rose up and roared, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Everyone became totally silent. Everyone was completely enchanted by this miracle. One by one, Guruji gave the nectar to each of the 5 beloved ones. One by one, they all got up and answered, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Rarely does one person pass the crucial test of faith and take the opportunity to give their life. On this day, 5 men gave up all fears and became their true selves. They became divine humans. They were born into a new life of flight, free from fear of death. They will no longer be convinced by anything but the truth. They will always be awake as pure spirits, in a physical body or beyond it. The Guru's wonders hadn't finished yet. Guru Gobind Rai brought them out of his tent. After giving them another life, do you know what Guruji gave to them? He gave the priceless gift of being one with him. Guruji dressed in the most beautiful clothes, the Guru's bana, like I'm wearing today. The robes of a warrior saint, the 5 beloved ones, with bright faces, are now the shining image of the Guru. From that day on, these 5 beloved ones are honored as being royalty. They are called kings. They are called lions. They are singhs. Daya Singh, Dharam Singh, Himmat Singh, Mukab Singh, and Sahib Singh. Then, believe it or not, another amazing thing happened. Like a mountain transforming into a swan, Guru Gobind Rai knelt down on one knee, asked them to honor him so he too could receive the Amrit from their hands. The 5 beloved ones had sacrificed their heads. They had offered their lives to receive this gift. Bhai Daya Singh asked the Guru, "What do you give as an offering to receive Amrit?" Guru Gobind Rai replied, "O great Khalsa, I would sacrifice my parents and my children for your sake." The 5 beloved ones were convinced of this truth and agreed to give him Amrit. They sprinkled the water just as he'd done for them. So they sprinkled it on his head and into his mouth. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. From this day on, Guru Gobind Rai was now Guru Gobind Singh. Bole so nihal, Sat Sri Akal. After this incredible miracle, the Sangat started coming forward to receive the life-giving Amrit. On that day, thousands of men became royal lions and thousands of women became graceful princesses. Deg, deg, fateh! Guru Gobind Singh Ji is my father. Mata Sahib Kaur is my mother. These are my parents and I'm from Anandpur Sahib. The Khalsa had been formed. Corruption and darkness cannot stand in the face of the Khalsa, who are fearless of death. Guruji, along with the Amrit, gave us the discipline to hold that blessing. Guruji knew that it is only with discipline that one can remain Khalsa. I will get up in the early morning and recite Nitnem. I will share with others. I will sing Guru's Bani. Great is Guru Gobind Singh. He is both the master and the student. Great is the Khalsa. May we always be in rising spirits. The Khalsa has given itself to the Guru, and the Guru has given himself to the Khalsa. You can give your head by giving all your thoughts to the Guru. Think light thoughts. See light in everyone. You can give your actions to the Guru too. Like serving, like being nice to them, by giving love. O Khalsa Ji, the Guru loves you more than you know, and Guruji is with you, always. Guru Gobind Singh Ji said, "The Khalsa is my great treasure. The Khalsa gave birth to me. I live in the Khalsa. The Khalsa is my body. The Khalsa is my breath. The Khalsa is the life of my life. It is because of the Khalsa that I'm respected. Otherwise, there are millions of people like me. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh." That concludes the Saakhi, but don't log off yet. Now I will sing a song about the Panch Kakars, Kes, Ganga, Gachara, Girpan, and Kara, gifts that Guruji has blessed us with. I will repeat the lines so that you can follow along with me. Khalsa has a uniform, Khalsa has a uniform. We look so beautiful, we look so beautiful. He made us into kings and queens, he made us into kings and queens. The mighty Guru Gobind Singh, the mighty Guru Gobind Singh. People are in awe of us, people are in awe of us. We tell them as they're curious, we tell them as they're curious. These are our Panch Kakars, these are our Panch Kakars. 5 spiritual limbs of ours, 5 spiritual limbs of ours. The Khalsa has a uniform, we look so beautiful. He made us into kings and queens, the mighty Guru Gobind Singh. People are in awe of us, we tell them as they're curious. These are our Panch Kakars, 5 spiritual limbs of ours. Hope you like the song. The last thing I will share with you is how to create a Khalsa flower garden. Remember in the Saakhi, I mentioned the 5 men who stood up and accepted Guruji's order? And then these men became the Panch Pyare, who were gifted with Amrit and the Panch Kakars. The Kakars give the Khalsa a unique identity, almost like a uniform, that you would wear to school. However, it is not just important to wear the uniform alone, but equally important is to have the Khalsa values. To do this simple craft, you will need a flower pot and fill it up with soil like I have already done. I chose the sunflower because of the bright yellow color and it makes me feel happy. The first flower is by Daya Singh. I've written it in English and in Punjabi. How I made the stem is I took a pipe cleaner and I wrapped it around a shishka box skewer. And how I made the flower is I took a printout flower and I cut it out and I glued a piece of construction paper at the back. So this one is by Daya Singh. Here I wrote in Punjabi, and the meaning of Daya is compassion and caring. And the way you can show these is by doing seva and helping others. Just going to print it in. The second one is by Dharam Singh. And again, I put it in English and in Punjabi. And by Dharam Singh means justice. The next one is by Himmat Singh. Himmat means bravery. The fourth one is by Mokam Singh. By Mokam Singh means strong-minded and determined. The last one is by Sahib Singh, and Sahib means leader. So, we have now planted a beautiful pot with flowers that are representing the Panch Pyare, by Daya Singh Ji, by Dharam Singh Ji, by Himmat Singh Ji, by Mokam Singh Ji, and by Sahib Singh Ji. You can put this flower pot, that I also like to call the Khalsa garden, in your bedroom or kitchen, so that when you look at it every day, it reminds you of the values that we all should have, so that we can proudly call ourselves the sons and the daughters of Guru Gobind Singh Ji. This concludes our Saakhi time. Please don't forget to join us for our next Saakhi time, which is Saturday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, don't forget to join Virtual Sangat at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Simran as we sit together to sing Vaheguru and seek his blessings. But before we log off, let's just end up with more Simran. Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.